Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Thanks so much for joining me. We've got a great mat class for you today. It's going to be a little bit different as far as the flow of the class is concerned, so I hope you enjoy. Let's move. Okay, so we're going to start in a quadruped position. So I want your hands just under your shoulders. I want your knees directly under your hips. Lots of people will call this table pose, quadruped, whatever the case may be. We're going to be on our hands and knees. So we're going to start with a little cat stretch today. And in Bassi, we like to really segment the upper and lower body. So as we go into flexion, we should be neutral here to start. As we go into flexion, we take a breath in. We exhale, go into lumbar flexion, and let the rest of the back kind of adapt to that flexion. Inhale through neutral, and then extend just that upper thoracic region. Don't go into a big extension of the lumbar. Just let that upper back extend, and then come back through to neutral. Take a breath in, exhale, go into flexion of the spine, allow the rest of the back to adapt. Keep your shoulders stable and secure. Inhale through neutral, extending. Take a mental note of how you feel right now, how your body's feeling through this cat stretch. Keep the movement going. Do a little check-in with your body. How's my body feeling as I'm going through this little cat stretch? How's my spine feeling? How's my energy? Just give yourself a little check-in. Exhale into flexion. Inhale through to extension. One more, exhale into flexion. Inhale through to extension. Let's come to a neutral position. Take your right hand behind your head. You're going to open up, looking towards the right side, extending and rotating your torso. Come back down and just kind of tip your elbow down to the floor. So we're getting full rotation towards the left, full rotation towards the right. Inhale, exhale. Keep that shoulder scapula stabilized as you come down. Inhale, open, exhale, touch. Inhale, open, rotate, exhale, down through and touch. Let's go do the same thing on the other side. We're going to drop your right hand, take your left behind your head. Try to keep that elbow in your peripheral vision so it's not too far open where you're extending your back, but you're not closed here. Inhale, open, give yourself a nice rotation. Exhale down, touch that elbow to the floor. Inhale, little twist open. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, nice little extension, nice little rotation. Exhale, and inhale. Again, that right shoulder should be nice and stable. Nice shoulder scapula stabilization throughout. Let's go into another cat stretch, go into flexion. Go through to extension. And you can open that lower back up just a little bit if you like, and come back to neutral. Just shift your knees forward. Sit down on your heels if you can. If this is too difficult for your knees, just either stay away or we'll just go to a seated position in a moment. You can go to seated position. I want to roll the wrists out a little bit in each direction. And then we come to a seated position. Swing your legs around front. Knees are bent. From this position, extend your back, grabbing the backs of your thighs, and just kind of feel those back extensors active from your sits bones all the way through to the top of your head. Go actually back into flexion. So basically now we're kind of doing a seated cat-cow. Inhale through to extension, or cat stretch as we call it in Bassi. Exhale into flexion from the lumbar. Inhale through to extension. And again, just kind of extending that upper thoracic spine. Exhale into flexion. Inhale to a gentle extension. Open up that chest, pull those shoulders back, and come back to neutral. Make sure there's plenty of room behind you on your mat. Go ahead and have a lie down. Slide those heels in towards your sits bones. Hands down by your side, and we prepare for a pelvic curl. Inhale. As you exhale, go deep into that lumbar flexion, just like we did in the cat stretch. But this time we peel our spine up off the mat with the backs of the legs. Hold at the top, breathe in, and exhale, roll through. Feeling each vertebra one at a time, articulate down the mat and back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale. Really feel that hollowing sensation out in your abdominals as you're going into that deep posterior tilt to initiate the movement. Inhale at the top and exhale. Roll through. And again, we're just kind of getting warmed up here, so don't overdo this movement. Try to imagine there's a tennis ball between your knees and you don't want to drop that tennis ball. Don't let your legs splay out. Inhale, exhale, hollowing the abdominals, curving the spine in the initial phase, and then extending and pushing that pelvis up to get that nice elongated stretch through the hip flexors. Inhale and exhale, roll through. Again, curving that spine as you roll down to get that deep articulation. One more, breathe in, exhale, peel your spine up. Let's reach a little taller, a little higher at the pelvis. Inhale and exhale down. And through and back to neutral. Little shoulder protraction, retraction. Take your hands above your chest and protract, reaching your fingertips for the ceiling, and retract, pull back into the mat. Inhale. Reaching your fingertips for the ceiling. Exhale, if you're outside, reaching your fingertips for the sky. Nothing better than a good workout on the outside. I miss my Hawaii beach workouts. Hopefully we'll be able to film some there soon. And one more. Reach it out. And pull back. Let's go to a nice wide T position. Palms face the ceiling. Make sure again that shoulder scapula stabilization stays nice and accurate and true. Take your right leg around your left leg. Twist to the right. Inhale. Use your abdominal obliques to pull back to the center line. Twist to the left on the inhale. Take your left hand over your right knee and give it a little stretch. Love this stretch. If you've been sitting for long periods of time on a computer or driving or flying, great little stretch to get your low back and glute opened up and stretched out a bit. Pull back to center. We're going to switch sides. Wrap around, left over right. Drop towards the left on the inhale. And abdominal obliques pull in to draw the legs back to center. Always controlling from the core. Inhale to the left, right. Take your right hand over your left knee. Give it a little extra stretch. If you happen to be so lucky to have some dowels on your mat, go ahead and grab them and allow yourself to get a little deeper stretch. Otherwise, just keep that arm out to that T position. Pull back to center. Take that leg to tabletop. Take your opposite leg to tabletop. Glue your knees together. Try to keep your feet in line with your knees and your knees just above your hips, or even bias slightly back towards you, but you don't want to be dropping here, arching your back. Keep that core nice and still. Arms above your head. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we come into our 100 prep. Arms above your chest, head, chest, and shoulders down, right towards your thighs. Eyes should be right around your knees or your thighs. Inhale. Try to maintain that C curve for just a microsecond before you start to reach your head back. So the hands lead you into your C curve, and then the hands lead you out of your C curve. Inhale. Exhale up, single breath pattern. Inhale, return. Exhale up. Inhale, return. Exhale up. Inhale, return. Lengthen your legs out. Lengthen your arms out. As I said, we're going to do a little different flow today. So from here, we're going to go into a side position. So roll to your side, facing me. Bottom arm is long. Hand is on your hip. Now this is a more advanced position to be in. If this is unstable for you, you feel too unstable, you're wobbling a little bit, take your hand down for support. But I'd like you to try it here at first. Pull into the obliques. It's a unilateral movement, so you'll feel a little pressure on your bottom rib as your legs come up. They should move all as one. Exhale, side lift. Inhale, touch, and exhale. And touch, and up. Head should be resting on your bicep, and touch, and up. Now try to keep your feet glued together so you know your legs are moving as one unit. If your legs are veering, you know you're just moving at the hip joints, and the pelvis isn't doing the work from the obliques. Exhale. And inhale, last one. Exhale, up. And inhale, down. Reach for that top ankle. We're going to put that foot down, and we're going to put, if you can, this is too unstable for you, you just can stay open here. But if you can, put that foot nice and tight into your pelvis. Hold it there, take your hand onto your knee, and push down. So you're actually opening that hip joint up and stretching the internal rotators of the hip joint. Hold that for a moment. Just breathe into the stretch. That feels good. And come back to center. While we're here, we flex dorsi. Dorsiflex the bottom ankle joint. Lift and touch. And up. And touch. Feel that deep contraction on your adductor, that inner thigh. And always use that breath to create a rhythm for the motion, a rhythm for the movement. Inhaling and exhaling. And up, and drop that leg down. You're going to pull both knees in towards your chest, reach over your legs, give yourself a little side lateral stretch. Reaching those fingers as far as you can, opening that chest up a little bit. And put your hands down, flip your legs right around the other side of your body. Come right down to your side. Make sure I don't lie on my microphone. Go again, try to keep the hand here, or if it's just too unstable for you, bring your hand down for support. From the core, take a breath in, exhale, side lift, and inhale. Again, the pelvis should be pulling up. This ASI should be pulling towards your bottom rib, so you know you're coming from the waist, not just the hip joint. Exhale. You can actually feel as if you had a little grape under your waist right here. You'd be kind of smashing that little grape. And down. And exhale up. And down. And up. Deep into those obliques. And down. And up. And down. And up. Really shouldn't have had that hamburger for lunch. And up. I'm feeling it. And last one. Grab a hold of that ankle. If you can, bring it right in front of your pelvis. And you're going to start with a little push on the hand, but then once the joint starts to open up, try to use your lateral rotators to pull the knee down. And that really stretches those internal rotators of the hip joint. Hold that for a moment, breathe into that stretch, and back to center. While we're here, we dorsiflex the bottom foot, toes kind of towards your nose, more so at the ankle joint, less the toes, and lift, and lift, and exhale up, inhale down. And reach for the stars, and down. Pull those knees in. Give yourself a little side lateral stretch. Take those fingertips and reach them for the sidewall. Really pull through that stretch. Open your chest up towards the sky or the ceiling. And we come right to our knees. From here, this is an exercise you'll learn on the Cadillac called thigh stretch. So we grab a hold of a push-through bar, roll-up bar normally, but here we're going to use an imaginary one. So from neutral pelvis, go into a posterior tilt first. Get that deep connection into your abdominals. Then we hinge back on the inhale. We exhale up, and then inhale back to that neutral pelvic position. If you've got any knee issues, doesn't feel good, please don't do it. Honor your body. Exhale into posterior tilt, hinge back, pause, inhale, exhale forward, inhale to neutral. Exhale posterior, inhale back, exhale up. Inhale to neutral. As you're coming back, you should feel that nice stretch along the thigh and back to upright. From here, we're going to just make sure we're nice and centered on our mat. Put your hand down, lengthen this leg out. So left leg is out, right knee is down, right hand is down. Hand up behind your head, lift your leg up. Side kick kneeling, flex 2 times forward, dorsiflex, point 2 times back. Here we go. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Keep those ribs engaged. Keep that shoulder scapula stabilization. And hold it here. Take your leg down, take your hand down. We go right back to that kneeling position and come right to the other side. Left hand is down, left knee is down, hand behind your head. Lift your leg up nice and high, dorsiflex forward 2 times, pulse back, point 2 times. And hold it up. Bring your arm up, bring your leg up. We go back to that quadruped position that we started in. Let's do another little cat stretch. Exhale into flexion. And we're just kind of doing a mid check-in. So midway through our workout, we're doing a little check-in here. So I'm already feeling a little better, a little looser. I hope you are too. Front support. No movement in your pelvis or torso. Extend your right leg, anchor your foot to the floor. No movement in your pelvis or torso, extend the opposite leg. Right knee comes in and out. Left knee and out. Alternate. You'll hear when I breathe, I accentuate my breath. It's not how I usually breathe. I do have a deep breath. I do use that breath to create a rhythm for movement, but you don't have to accentuate it. You breathe however you feel comfortable. I just accentuate mine so that you can hear my breath pattern and hopefully follow along. Knees down, go into rest position, stretch your arms out, stretch your body out. From here, we're gonna go back to that seated position. Lengthen your legs out. We're gonna go about shoulder width apart on our feet facing the ceiling. I used to use the cue toes towards your nose, but then you end up pulling those toes back a little further. We want your ankle joints dorsiflexed, but your feet kind of facing straight upwards. Sit in a nice high position. If your hamstrings are too tight for this, soften your knees. Be kind to your body. Give yourself a little modification. Try to sit up straight with your legs straight, arms out in front, palms facing. Spine stretch as you come through. Feel your neck stretch, your upper back, your mid back. You go into a little lumbar flexion. Take a breath in, pull your belly button in, peel your spine up, and come back to that nice, high, long, seated position up onto your sits bones. Inhale, exhale, as if you're peeling away from an imaginary wall behind you. Inhale, and exhale, return back to your starting position. Inhale, and exhale down. Breathe in, and exhale, return back to your starting position. Inhale, exhale, roll through. Now from this position, rotate towards me, grab your shin, your ankle, your toe, whatever you can, and open up looking behind you. Really get a nice stretch here. Go back to center, do the opposite side. Grab your shin, your ankle, your toe, whatever you can grab comfortably. Give it a stretch. Come back to center and lift up. Rolling like a ball. Make sure there's plenty of room behind you so you don't hit your head on anything or roll off your mat. You're gonna grab low on your shins, knees together. Elbows kind of kicked out to the side. I like a little bend so I can kind of pull into that position. Only roll back to your shoulders, not your neck or your head. Inhale back, exhale up. Use your abs to pull through. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Rounding through that lumbar. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Come down to a lying position. Just touch your back to the mat. One of my favorite transitions, double leg stretch, single leg stretch, crisscross. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. And pull. Arms come straight overhead, legs go out, and around back to your knees. Inhale, out. Exhale, pull. Inhale, out. And pull. Pull yourself a little deeper into forward flexion. Extend your left leg, interlace your hands over your right. Don't pull in. Keep that knee just above your hip. Here we go. Single leg stretch. Keep the legs going, we go right into crisscross. So it's basically chest lift with rotation and keeping single leg stretch going. Don't fail me, keep going, stay with me. Back to center, drop your feet, relax your upper body. Whew, that's a nice little ab burn. It's warm back here in my studio. Keep your heels tucked into your sits bones. Hands down by your side, deepen into your abdominals. We do a little shoulder bridge prep. Inhale, exhale, peel your spine up and off the mat. Now you should be able to get a little higher, you should be a little warmer, so that pelvis should really be able to maximize that range now. No movement in your pelvis or torso, we move only at the hip joint. Boom, left leg tabletop. Inhale, tip, and return. Inhale, tip. Try to maintain the height of the pelvis. Try to maintain security of your core. Tip lift. Tip lift, tip lift, and one more. Very nice. Put your foot down, stabilize with that leg. If you've lost a little height, reestablish that connection, reestablish that link between abdominals and hamstrings of the leg. Foot goes down, nice stable position of the legs, lift a little higher. Let's give ourselves a little treat. Take your hands, put them on your hips or your glutes, and push upwards. Open the knees, push a little higher, stretch that pelvic floor out, stretch those hip flexors out. Drop your hands, close your knees, and roll your spine down. Take your knees in towards your shoulders. Give them a little stretch from side to side. Feels great. If you ever want to advance this stretch, it feels great. Let's go ahead and do it together. Grab your feet, bring them above your knees, and this is called Happy Baby. Gentle little stretch from side to side. Don't roll off your mat. And bring them back and down. Beautiful job. From this position, take your arms above your head. We're gonna go tabletop one leg at a time now. You can do your 100 with your legs down. You can do them with your legs in tabletop. You can do the 100 with your legs up or down to a diagonal line. I'm gonna let you choose today. You choose what's best for your strength, for your ability, for how you're feeling. But don't let the neck get too involved. And if you start to feel your back, stop. You don't have to complete the 100. One of the most common notions is people feel they have to get through it. I'm going to do legs to diagonal. We'll bring our knees together, come into your C curve, lengthen the legs out, and we begin. Bend your knees, give them a little hug into your chest, and there's your 100. Nicely done. We go back to a side position. Bring your knees in towards your chest, bottom arm is long. This hand now is just down for support. So we're going to do kind of a swift clam. We're going to open swiftly and close, but keep that pelvis still and keep those hips stacked. We lift and drop. 2, 3, 4. Should have turned my fan on today. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Now we lift the feet up, keeping the knees down, and then lift. And open, 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 open. Really use those external rotations of your hip and close. Swing your legs around the front of you. Come right to the other side. Knees up. Bottom arm is long. Hand down for support. Heels tucked into your sits bones. And here we go. And 6. Also great exercise to do with the TheraBand. Wrap a TheraBand around your knees, creates a lot more resistance, makes it a lot more challenging. And the feet come up and lift, 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 and a couple more. Good. From this position, we're going to go right to our stomach. Okay, hands by your side. Make sure that your nose is hovering above the mat, hands nice and snug, also arms hovering above the mat. We inhale, reach through the cervical spine, through the thoracic, into the lumbar, looking forward slightly, exhale down. Most importantly, keep that head in line with your spine. Inhale, extend, exhale down. Inhale, extend, exhale down. Inhale, extend, stay extended, take your arms around. Reach them out in front of you. Keep your belly button nice and still. Lift your legs up. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Swim in a cross pattern. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Put your hands down, drop your feet, go into rest position, sitting on your heels. Give it a nice little stretch. Take your hands to the right side of the mat, give it a little stretch. Reach over to the opposite side, little lateral stretch. And then we go right back to that starting position, that quadruped position. Tell me how your spine feels. Go into flexion. Man, it feels so much better. Inhale through to extension. That's why I love checking in with my body before I begin my session. I want to know how I feel before I begin, throughout, and towards the end. I know I'm being successful with my movement, even with my movement patterns, and giving myself a nice, well-rounded, balanced Pilates session. Thanks for joining me. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I know there's a lot of videos out there. There's a lot of people teaching Pilates and yoga and different fitness programs, and I'm so excited that you're joining me on some of these. Thanks so much. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button above and become part of the Pilates Life channel. Thanks so much. Be kind and have a great day.